What the hell is going on? Why the hell do I have so much corn? Welcome to Eggs and Economics, or maybe we should call it Corn and Economics for the next week or two. Hey everybody, the corn story is easy. My friend's a farmer, he had a lot of corn, and when he says, do you want to take it? Yeah, I do. So we might be having a lot of corn recipes coming up soon. The problem with it though, is taking it from the field is the easy part. It's the husking and then the prep, depending on how we're going to do it, is the hard part. So since I have so much, really this is probably half of what I was able to take. I'm going to freeze a lot of it, and some of it I'm going to play with. I'll try to dehydrate it, I'll try to pickle it, I'll try to ferment it, I'll try to preserve it. We'll do lots of different things with corn in the upcoming days. And what the hell is going on is a little bit of a more complicated story. Basically what we're living through right now is the collapse of a currency, is the collapse, the death of the dollar, which may be hard to believe, or you don't want to believe it, but it's what's happening. So the sooner you come to the realization that that is the truth, the better you can prepare yourself to not only get screwed by this, but maybe even benefit. So what most people don't realize is that right now our money, our currency, is backed by nothing. It is nothing. It's a piece of paper. It's exactly monopoly money. And you can only see that more with the printing that's going on. It takes no effort whatsoever to create more. You just got a few guys in a room, maybe there's a lady in there too, but I think it's a lot of old white men, if that's what you care about, sitting in a room making up new money and deciding what to do. What most people don't realize is that in 1971, the dollar already died. The money that we used to have that was backed by gold, so therefore it was real, actually died already. So once they took it, once they said the dollar is no longer backed by gold, and they turned it into a new kind of money. It was no longer a hard money, it became a government fiat money, which means it's just backed because the government says, or it's just valuable because the government says it's valuable. That is a completely new currency. We went to a new currency already. That was already the death of the dollar. So that was the death of the gold dollar, and now we are living through the death of the fiat dollar, of the government dollar. Throughout history, every single time that we've had a government currency, that means the government says the government says the currency is worth money because they say it is, where it's not backed by anything. Every single time in history, it's always collapsed. And there are thousands and thousands of examples all throughout history of it completely collapsing, because no matter what, government and humans are greedy, and they will always print too much. Always. They have there's no way to stop it. You can't. If some people are in power, they're going to print extra money. They're going to be corrupt with it, and it's what's happening right now. So usually, depending on the government, depending on the country, well, I guess always, it is a slow death. The printing starts slowly, and then towards the end, when things start occurring, it happens faster and faster and faster. And by that I mean the printing, which then encourages the collapse. So since 1971, we've had a slow death of the dollar. It's been going down. I always talk about the dollar's value is going down, but what we are going to see and feel soon is it happening much, much, much more rapidly, and a lot more chaos ensuing. This is going to get much, much worse. And it's not because of the illness that is going around, and even if that illness was cured tomorrow, we would still have the same problem. That illness is not really the problem. It is a trigger that is making this happen a little bit faster, but even if it never happened, we would still be dealing with the same situation. Something that should be like a wake-up call to you if you actually pay attention to what's going on is that the amount of debt that we have in our country and in our world is impossible to pay back. It's like you owe $100, but you only have $50. It's impossible for you to pay back the $100. But it's even worse than that, because since we make the currency up, let's say that the whole world is in $100 of debt. The entire globe, the entire world, all the debt that exists in the world is $100. But yet, all of the dollars that exist on the entire planet, there's only $90 that exist on the entire planet. So the only way to pay back the debt is to print more money, which only increases the debt. Does that make sense? Like, if you understand that, you can see that this is complete bullshit. The whole thing is a scam. The whole thing is a Ponzi scam. The only way that we're able to pay back the debt is to print more money, which only creates more debt. So we owe 100, we have 90. We print 10 more, we owe 110, but we only have 100. So to pay back the 110, we got to print 10 more, and then like it's just an ongoing Ponzi scheme. It's complete bullshit. It's fake. And the idea that we as a country are fighting about other things when this is the most important problem, it's all a distraction. This is the number one issue. Nothing will get solved until this gets solved. And because everything is built upon this fake money scheme, nothing works. Everything is corrupt. It can't be balanced when we're starting from something that's unbalanced. Again, it's always so hard about this because like there's so much to the story and it's hard to simplify it. So I don't want to talk about why we're in this situation, but just what is going on, just to give you an overview, because the whole point of these videos is just try to get anybody, one person, 10 people, 1,000 people, just to buy some gold, silver, and Bitcoin, just to protect themselves so you are not one of the ones that's completely fucked. So anyway, in terms of what the hell's going on, the money's corrupt, it's complete Ponzi scheme, nothing is real. We can't have 30% unemployment and everyone's staying inside, not spending any money, and the economy going up and the market's going up. That should tell you that this is complete bullshit. So what's going to happen is there's going to be another stock market crash. So when the stock market collapses again, the government has two choices, or the Federal Reserve or the big banks. They either let it collapse, which would be a deflationary event, or they do everything they can to save it, which would become inflationary and leading to hyperinflationary. Option number one, the deflationary event, would lead to all the prices dropping dramatically. And then what would happen after that? All the home prices would drop dramatically, and then all these businesses would go bankrupt, and then all the pension funds would go bankrupt, and all the Social Security and welfare and every social program we have would go bankrupt. And then the credit cards would stop working, and then the gas pumps would stop pumping. This would all happen so quickly, within like a day, 2 days. If the market's completely tanked, everything would just shut down. Everything would just turn off. There would be no credit cards working, there'd be no gas pumps working. It would be a complete, legit disaster. Horrible to think about, and I don't think that is the direction they're gonna go because it's not what they've said they were gonna do anyway. And the other option, which they say they're going to do, is to try to print as much money as they can and try to save the stock market, which saves the country. So then what that leads to is extremely high inflation. First it's going to be a little bit, and then it's going to get higher and higher, and then faster, and then that's it. So probably what they'll do is they'll pump money into the stock market, and then they'll start giving everybody more money per month or per week. Not through unemployment, but they'll have to just start doing UBI, or what's it called? Universal Basic Income. And because they start giving people all this money, people will be happy, and things will look good for a little bit of time, but then the inflation will start coming in, and the inflation will get so fast, so it'll increase, going so fast, prices will rise extremely high, faster than your raises will increase if you have a job, and then we have the collapse, and then the dollar dies. And really what that means is there's just a loss of confidence in the dollar. People I know who are not into economics are already kind of talking to me like, what, you can't just print money. People know you can't just print money. It doesn't work, but they're doing it because they have no choice. But the biggest problem we have right now is that this is not just a US problem. This is a global problem. So our currency, the US dollar collapsing, is going to affect the entire world. And probably the other countries will get affected first because we are so lucky to have the world reserve currency that it's going to affect us less, but it's going to affect us. There's no way to get around this. But so what's going to happen is once the dollar continues to lose value, they need something else. Like we can't operate like that. We're going to need a new system. And the only way to instill confidence into a currency that's already gone is to back it by something. And traditionally, I'm pretty sure every single time in history that this has happened, which is over thousands of times, the governments have then backed the currency by gold again, because you have to show the people that the money's actually worth something, because you've already lost the trust of the people. They don't believe anymore. So then you have to back it by something so that people know, okay, now the money actually has some value, you know, like it is backed by gold, or it is backed by oil, or that's what Venezuela is trying to do. They're trying to back their currency by oil to try to bring in some trust back into the currency. Now the problem with that is going to be, and that may be what happens, that the currency gets backed by gold. The US dollar gets backed by gold again. So if they go down the route of backing the currency by gold, because they're going to have to back it by something. If they back it by gold, they're going to have to revalue the price of gold compared to the dollar to make it work, to make the math work. Before 1971, gold was valued at $35 an ounce. But now, there has been so much money created since that time. And we're talking trillions and trillions, and almost, what was it, 3 trillion a couple weeks ago, and now we're doing another trillion, and there's going to be a lot more trillions after that. The price of gold is going to have to back the currency by the gold, the price of gold is going to have to be dramatically higher, like $10,000 an ounce, or I've heard people talk about $50,000 an ounce. So just by holding the gold, if you hold, let's make it easy, 1 ounce of gold right now is $2,000. You can either hold the $2,000, it'll lose its value completely, or if you bought the gold now and held it, when everything got revalued, then you'd have $50,000. So with all this shit going down, what am I doing? I'm buying gold, silver, and Bitcoin. As I'm buying gold, silver, and Bitcoin, I'm buying gold and silver mining stocks. That's physical gold, silver, and Bitcoin. That's not paper. Holding it physically or having it in a vault. And the only thing I'm touching in the stock market is gold and silver mining stocks, because I think that they could be high, you know, make a lot of profit on them. But most of my money's not in that. The other thing I'm doing is buying food. Lots of food. Not only are food prices going to go up because of this inflation rate, there's a lot of things going on right now. Go on Google and type in crop losses. Type in crop loss 2020. Type in crop loss China. Type in crop loss America. Type in freeze damage, hail damage, ice damage, flood damage. This is a legit year. There is a tremendous amount of crop losses going on, and food production is getting more scarce. And it's not being talked about because it's scary, and they don't want you freaking out. A few $100s, not much. You can buy 6 months of rice and beans, and if you buy a freezer, you buy some meat. You know, for a little bit of money, you can prep yourself out, and you might be extraordinarily happy you did that. Even if there isn't a food shortage, which I think there is, even if there isn't, the prices of food is going to go up dramatically just on inflation alone. So it's probably smart to buy some food. And it's probably smart to learn how to grow some food, or maybe raise some quail. You know, if I could recommend something to people, which I can't because I'm not a financial advisor, just open an account. Just go on a website at goldsilver.com or moneymetalsexchange.com, and then open an account with Swan Bitcoin or Coinbase if you have to. But you want to just get the process started. Just buy $10 of Bitcoin. Buy 1 ounce of silver for $30 now, just so you have it, just so you've done it. And once you've done it, you'll start paying attention to it more. You'll see that price go up and you go, oh shit. But also, if you get to a point where you're starting to worry or panic, you'll be able to make that purchase quickly if you really want to make a big move and buy a lot of something. Because it takes a couple days to link an account. If you're trying to open up a new exchange account, it takes a couple days. It takes 7 days or something, 7 business days. And if there's a lot of flood of people coming in, it's going to take longer. You don't want to be caught in a situation where you're ready to buy, but you can't. Whether that's due to you not having an account ready to go, or the price is just moving so quickly. And then you're scared because you think the price is too high. If I could recommend, but I can't, just buy a tiny amount just to get the account open, just so you can hold a piece of gold or hold a piece of silver or get an idea of what Bitcoin is. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. If you have any questions, let me know. If you like this, like it, thumb it up, and share it with anybody. and I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.